So today we're gonna watch a video of CoffeeZilla exposing Jake Paul's secret crypto scams, and I like this because Jake Paul, he isn't like a typical crypto YouTuber, but he is involved in a lot of scams, and that's just what all these influencers do. They just hop on to the next thing. They have the shitty NFTs, and they like to get rich, even though they have a lot of money, but they don't care. And you should care. You should not give your money to these people. And I'm happy that this guy is getting in court. But let's watch the video. I haven't seen it yet, so we can go through it.
Jake Paul is getting sued in a class action lawsuit for promoting Safemoon. But there's a problem. We don't know how much he got paid. So today, I'm going to answer that question and expose all the crypto scams Jake Paul has done because the list is long.
Wow, there's a lot of list. I was also into Safemoon, but I made a lot of money out of it. Here's the thing. If you're in the beginning of pump and dump, and you get out before most of the people fall into it, you can make a lot of money. But most of the people, like you will see this later when it's already pumped. So who's going to be the money grabber? Jake Paul, for example, because he's going to dump it on you. And it's very difficult to find out if this person has done it. But apparently what I see here now is that CryptoZilla has his wallet address. So we see a lot of things. Stickdix, Safemoon, League of Sacred Devils. I've never heard of that. But let's continue and see what we can find out.
I've already counted 5 of them. And we're going to do a counter right here for how much money he's taken from fans, because I may not think it's funny, but I will certainly make it entertaining for you guys. And look, obviously, this information will probably be helpful to the class action lawsuit against Jake Paul. And so many people are probably wondering if I'm making this video to make sure Jake Paul loses this lawsuit. And I want to be clear, absolutely not. That was never the intention. It's just a happy accident. Let's get into this investigation.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So in order to catch Jake Paul, I first have to explain the challenge with catching crypto influencers. On the one hand, everything on the blockchain is trackable and publicly available, which is a good thing. On the other hand, it's super easy to set up anonymous crypto identities whenever you want to do something dodgy. This is bad for us.
That's true. I mean, a lot of these people, they have multiple wallets, and they always expose their public wallet, which has non-scammer stuff. So they will always say, look, I made private, or I did this, or I did that. But you can always find out if you do the research. And because this is new, there's not really a lot of experts who actually can do this better than you. So if you go to the police, you say you got scammed, it's very difficult for them to do this unless they have a background in crypto, and which is not doable by most people. But you can do it on your own. That's the benefit of blockchain. The blockchain will change the world. I think there won't be any accountants anymore within 20 to 30 years, because you can see everything on the blockchain. And in this case, you can also find people on the blockchain. And as long as the SEC is not grabbing into it, maybe it's going to be something difficult when Biden does something with his rules. In that case, you can still find out what people do. And if you have some clout like CoffeeZilla has, you can get these people to court.
And it creates this strange dilemma where dumb influencers can be easily tracked while smart influencers can't be, because they will just set up hundreds of different anonymous wallets, and eventually it becomes impossible to track what belongs to who. And Jake Paul is sort of somewhere in between these two extremes. He's not as dumb as you guys probably think he is, but he's also not as smart as he thinks he is. So even though Jake Paul is going to try to hide his various crypto accounts, today we're going to hunt them down and connect them. Starting with this one, the public Jake Paul wallet, the one he publicly links to himself via OpenSea and says was his. Now, before we go any further, I just got to say, if you want more high effort, high quality investigations into your moms, don't forget to pump the stock, guys, by liking and subscribing. It's absolutely free and you can always change your mind. But going back to Jake Paul's wallet, there's actually some good info here as far as scams that we've already covered. For example, Jake Paul got paid 39.9 Ethereum for the Sacred Devils promotional scam, which you can see right here. It's worth $139,000, which puts him on the board, which later linked up with a huge ring of NFT scammers we busted, actually. Jake Paul got his fans into buying these Sacred Devils, and they suffered near total losses. He also funded another NFT scam from this wallet. this time his own project called Stickdix. You can see him here funding the deployer wallet of Stickdix with 1 Ethereum. And he promoted it himself, saying this.
What up, you dicks? The community has grown like crazy over the past 24 hours. We're almost at 10,000 spermatosa on the Discord community, and we are just getting started.
The result being...
It's just disgusting what these people do. They have so much money. I think this guy already has 9 figures, but you with your lower 5 figures a year, you will make him even richer. And that's what these people know. It's usually a US thing, that either you get fucked over or you fuck someone else up so you can get more money. And negative attraction is also attraction. So attention he gets, and he will probably find out a lot of other people who will give their money to him. At least you won't be one of them.
Very satisfied customers. He also got Lana Rhoades to help promote it via Instagram, which of course she had no problem doing because screwing her fans is part of the brand at this point. Investors in Stickdix also suffered near total losses. Meanwhile, Jake Paul raked in $1.5 million with Stickdix, even while doing nothing he promised via the roadmap. Now, I'm sorry to say that some of Jake Paul's fans were so excited about Stickdix before it rugged, they decided to tattoo this scam on their body. This was only months before the project was completely
Like, why would you do something like that? Why?
abandoned by Jake Paul. This guy says, y'all like my tattoo? No, nobody likes it. Now, before we go on here, may I say that there seems to be something of a phallic obsession the Paul brothers have. Jake Paul started Stickdix, Logan Paul started Dink Doink. I mean, I'm not saying it means anything, but apparently if you give these guys unlimited resources and full creative control, both of them go straight to drawing dicks. Maybe it's just a self-portrait type of thing. But look, so far, all this information is publicly available. But now we're going to move to wallets that no one quite has pegged yet. And we're going to do this by lining up some influencer posts. The idea here being that you can find a crypto wallet if the behavior lines up enough with publicly available information. For example,
You might see that this video has been speed up. I do that on purpose because if you want to see the whole video on its own thing, I put always the link down, the original video. I give credit to CoffeeZilla. Maybe we can collab one day. And just so you understand that this video has been sped up.
we know that Jake Paul tweeted about Safemoon on March 27th of 2021. And so if we check who got free Safemoon at the time of writing, we can get a short list for who might be Jake Paul. For example, consider this wallet, which got paid 50 trillion Safemoon by the deployer wallet a day before Jake Paul tweets on the 27th of March. Now, of course, I've got to say, just because a wallet gets paid around the time Jake Paul tweets doesn't mean it's him, of course. So what do? Well, we have to dig for more clues. So just following this wallet a little bit, it later cashes out that Safemoon for $190,000 and sends it to a different wallet. That wallet is publicly tagged on OpenSea as the Problem Child, which is one of Jake's favorite names for himself. So this is kind of promising, right? You've got this wallet receiving $200,000 in Safemoon and then it sending that money over to something called the Problem Child on OpenSea. But what if that's just a coincidence? Well, the good news for us is, as I said, Jake isn't that smart. So of course, he used this same wallet for more than one pump and dump. Take, for instance, MILF Token, which he also promoted on May 17th without any disclosure that this was an ad. He said, I'm thinking about becoming a MILF at MILF Token. A few days before, a bunch of tokens got deposited into a wallet, which was later cashed out at that same Problem Child wallet. This was sold for $50,000, which isn't a ton of money, but further corroborates the evidence we have. But again, maybe you're thinking, hey, look, this just all sounds like a lot of coincidence to me. So let me give you one last piece of evidence we have. On May 13th, Jake Paul tweeted this: everyone talking about Yummy. Now, once again, we find transactions from an external wallet on May 13th getting tons of Yummy token for free. And then on May 15th, he makes another tweet about it. A year ago, I talked about Doge. 3 months ago, I talked about Safemoon. Now I'm talking about Yummy. And right on cue, he gets paid once again. And where does all that money go? Well, the same place where he's publicly known as the Problem Child. And here is where he cashed out these Yummy tokens for $300,000. And here's where I feel confident saying this is Jake Paul's wallet. And his little scheme has become pretty transparent. Here's how it works. Every time Jake Paul is going to do a promotion, he sets up a brand new wallet just for that promotion. He then gets gifted a bunch of tokens, and then that same day or the next day, he posts his little promotion. And this would have been a pretty good scheme, except every time Jake went to cash out, he did it all at the same wallet, at the Problem Child wallet.
And here's the thing. Technically, it's still legal. You cannot do this with stocks, but you can do this with other assets like crypto. And they know it's disgusting, but they still do it. So, yeah, that's what you get if you follow these people.
And that was his mistake, because by building enough circumstantial evidence against himself, eventually it became very strong. Not only that, the wallet that initially funds his problem child OpenSea wallet is publicly named on Rarible, and the username is exactly what you'd expect, at Jake Paul, the problem child, of course. Now I want to thank Blame Bootsy on Twitter for providing some of this research, but look, what's the result of all this? Well, none of these promotions Jake Paul did were listed as ads, which is a big problem for him and a big problem with the Federal Trade Commission. Not only that, 3 of these coins could easily be considered investments, which could be a problem for the SEC. But ultimately, I don't know what will happen to Jake. Will he be held accountable for what he did, for causing losses of his fans? Who knows? But what I do know is that Jake Paul advertised multiple projects to fans without disclosing he was paid to promote them. His fans lost money, while Jake was making somewhere in the range of $2+ million. And if you want further evidence that his fans probably lost money on these projects, here's what happened to Yummy after he promoted it. Here's what happened to MILF. And here's what happened to Safemoon. And of course, his 2 NFT projects are both abandoned at this point. So at the end of the day, Jake Paul's fans got screwed while he got rich. But I guess anything to get that bag, right? We'll see how that excuse holds up in court.
That is what happens if you follow these big influencers. It doesn't even have to be a crypto influencer. It can be a social influencer who just does this pump and dump. Like you see also other artists do that. And I'm actually happy that people can finally see that this is illegal. It should be done. These people should be punished because this guy's already making 9 figures and he doesn't care about his fans. He just gets even more money. Like 2 million is nothing for him. 2 million for us, it's a lot more. We can barely make money and this guy is just lying to people to make more money. I hope this guy gets in jail, but I think like every rich people, he probably won't. So stay safe, you're an adult, make your own choices.